Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about what do you mean by parabola, what is quadratic function, and also what are the parts of the parabola, like a vertex and axis of parabola, that kind of thing. Okay, so a function that has degree 2 ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b and c are numbers, will be given, values will be given, and a is non-zero. It is called quadratic function. Okay, f of x equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is non-zero. It's called quadratic function. Now the graph of quadratic function is parabola. Do you remember that we had like f of x equals to x squared, that was upward opening parabola, and f of x equals to negative x squared would be downward opening parabola, right? That type of figure. So we will see that later, but basically those are quadratic functions, and then those are parabolas. The graph are the parabola. So what we call is, if the first coefficient of the square term, that is the leading coefficient, we call it, the highest degree term is this one, and the number multiplying x squared. If that number is positive, then the parabola opens upward. Okay, and if that number is negative, then the parabola opens downward. All right, so when the parabola opens upward, it is like U-shaped. In that case, you will see a lowest point there. Similarly, if the parabola opens downward, you will see the opposite of the U, right? So a cap kind of shape. In that case, you will see the highest point there. Okay, so that highest point or the lowest point of the parabola is called the vertex. The highest point or the lowest point of the parabola, this parabola opens downward, it has the highest point. This parabola opens upward, it has the lowest point, right? So these points are called the vertex. So if you are finding the highest point or the lowest point of any parabola, then you will be finding the vertex in that case. Okay, so what is the formula to find out the vertex then? So we denote vertex by h and k. So the formula for that is h is negative b over twice a. This is the formula to find out the vertex. And to find out the k, so vertex we denote by basically h and k, right? That's the notation for the vertex. So h is found by this formula, and to find out the k, what you do is you plug in h into the x of that function. So you just plug in h here to get the k values. Okay, so we'll see one example here. So consider a function 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. So you first find out a, b and c. What is the value of a? A is 2. What is the value of b? B is negative 5. The c is 3. So what do you think? What is the value of a? A is 2. Is it positive or negative? Yes, it is positive, right? And since a is positive, then the parabola opens upward. The answer is yes. Why? Because a is positive. Since a is positive, the parabola opens upward. Now find the vertex. So how do you find the vertex? You use that formula, right? So h could be found by using negative b over 2 times a. So negative b will be 5, right? Because negative 5 will be positive 5. 2 times 2, that is 5 over 4. Or in other words, you can write 1.25. If you want to write 5 over 4, that's fine. Or you can write 1.25. Okay, this is the h. Now you need to find k as well, because vertex is a point, x part of the vertex. Now you want to find the y part. How do you find the y part? So y part will be denoted by k is f at 5/4. Okay, so how do you find that? You just plug in 2 times 5 over 4 squared minus 5 times 5 over 4, and then plus 3. If you use calculator, you'll get negative 2.47. Okay, next is find the x where the parabola has lowest point. What do you mean by lowest point? How do you find the lowest point? Lowest point is the vertex, but you want to find the x value of the vertex. That will be just 5/4, right? So that is x equals to 5 over 4, or 1.25. So next question is find the y value where the parabola has lowest point. What is the y value there? We found y value as negative, y equals to negative 2.47. Okay, and the last question is find the intercepts. How do you find the intercepts of a parabola? Okay, so to find out the intercepts, we have y equals to 2x squared minus 5x plus 3, right? So set y equals to 0. Set y equals to 0, you will find x intercept first. So how do you do that? So it will be 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 equals to 0. You said y equals to 0. And then, so how do you find the x-intercepts there? You can solve, you can basically solve for x, right? Using the quadratic formula. X equals to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by, this is negative 5, right? And 2 times 2. So what do you get? This is 5 plus minus square root 25, because negative 5 squared is negative 5 times negative 5, that is 25, minus 4 times 2 is 8 times 3 is 24, divided by 4. So this will be 5 plus minus 25 minus 1 is 1, right? Divided by 4. Makes sense? So this will be, take plus, you'll get 5 plus 1 over 4. If you take minus, you'll get 5 minus 1 over 4. So it will be 6 over 4, and then 5 minus 1 is 4, that will be 2. Make sense? So this will be 3 half and then 2. So these are the x-intercepts. Basically 3 half 0 is one point, and then 2 0 is the other point. So for the y-intercept, set x equals to 0, right? So what do you get? Y equals to 2 times 0 squared minus 5 times 0 plus 3. So what do you get? It will be just 3. So y-intercept is 0, 3. So this is how we find the x-intercept and y-intercept for this problem. this video, I'm going to show you how to find the parabola when vertex is given and when x-intercepts are given, okay? So the formula when the vertex hk is given is a times x minus h squared plus k. So let me take an example. Example, find the parabola that pass through